Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video I am now stepping it up a level. We are disbanding my old controller. However, we are getting something even better. We're getting an iPad app which I can control the lights with. So let's put a different scene on. So that's literally just by double tapping. I've got multiple things set up already. So in today's video I'm going to be running through the what the software is. I'm going to be running through you how to set it up and what you need to set it up, and then I'm also going to be letting you know a bit of the programming and then like patching the lights into the software. So let's get started. So this software is called Vibrio, and the things you're going to need is a router. It doesn't need to be an expensive one. I got a 20 quid router from Argos. It was really cheap. And you also need a DMX to Ethernet interface. That's probably more expensive. And basically all you need to do is connect your iPad to the router. You need to plug in the Ethernet cable to go out and round into the DMX interface, and then that will come out and go round all the lights. So that's basically all you need to do. Okay, so I'm in the app now. I've just created a new light show. I'm going to click on that, see everything goes blank. It says let's create some new fixtures. So we go here, and if you can see here, we have some of our very own like manufacturers, like all the normal stuff you'd expect to see. You got Chauvet, American DJ, blah blah blah. However, we're not going to do that today. If you have a branded light and you find it in here, so for example if I had a Chauvet and I had a beam bar, then I could ask it to create that. However, I don't have that. So I can click in the bottom corner right here, it says create new, and this creates a new fixture. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to patch in one of my pars in the top corner there. So what we're going to do, we're going to click par like that, fixtures, we're going to have 2, the starting address is 1, go into groups, we're going to call this group par, so that helps when we're programming. So now what we're going to do, I can put myself if I want to, and you can click the icon here. So depending on what light you have, depends on what you want, and I'll put it on the par can icon. And if you click on this little plus here, you can see this is what you can add your what's the word, like what you want to add into this. So in beam we have dimmer, so I'll add dimmer, that's my master dimmer. Then in color, so I have red, green and blue, and then I'll also have you can just put another dimmer on, and because mine has 7 channel lights I think, and at the moment I've patched in 4, so 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. And then what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to have to click the little, see this dimmer on the side, you're going to click that, and then you'll be able to do that. So basically what then will come out of that, so that's basically, we'll just patch those 2 for now. Then we come out, we click this plus scene, edit, click this little power icon here, number 1, bring up the dimmer, and you see, just in the top corner, you get red, green, blue, and then this dimmer over here is my extra, that's my strobe. So if I lift these up and I get my strobe here, then I also get some like the normal disco effects and then my speed for it. And that's basically it. That's the 1, and then we have number 2. So I'll leave this on white for now. And now if I come out of this, click par, this is already set on address 8 because I've already set it up like that. Do that, and now I can control that, and then I get my strobe and then my disco effects, and it already has effects built in. So if you look on the side here, it says add effects, so I can do a blue fade if I want to, and you'll see they just do a little blue fade. And I can also do a fade, so they'll just do normal fading. I also have popcorn, which is like really fast fading, a rainbow, which obviously rainbow, I have strobe, that. I have a white flash, so if I bring down, well, we'll make a purple white flash, then they'll do a little white flash like that. Or I can bring everything down, and then they do a more noticeable white flash like that. So that's pretty cool. And I can take my effect off, and it'll fade out. And then that's basically it. That's how you create a scene, and then a sequence I'll teach you in a second. So I'll name this one white pars, like that. So that's my scene. If I click out of it, hold up. If I create a blank scene, that should be blank. There we go. So if I click white pars, that'll go like that. And see this little thing on the side? I'm clicking this. There's the little sidebar here on the side. It says timing. If I go to 2, that's what I like, because then they fade into the other scene. So it'll fade to blackout, and then it'll fade back in like that. And then you also get your fading on the side here, but obviously it won't work because I don't have any other scenes like that. So that's basically how you create a scene. I can now delete these. And basically, when you want to create a chase, you can. Let me do a. I'll do a purple and blue chase. So I can have these up like that. We'll make that scene 1, and we'll make another one, scene 2, scene 2, and we'll make them inverted. So the other one. So number 1 was purple. We'll make number 1 turquoise, and then, or should I say cyan, and then like that. So now they're switched like that, and that's scene 2. So they basically just flip between the two as I click between them. And if I want them to be a chase, I click plus, click sequence, I click edit sequence, I add scene 1, I add scene 2, and then there you go. They just fade between the two. And that is how you create your very own chase. And that works as well for obviously like the moving heads, etc. So my moving heads, if I wanted to do like a little pan, obviously it already has like set pans and circles built into the little effects thing on the side. I can do that as well. But that's if you wanted to specifically put them wherever. The effects is just for how you can do it just on the go. So that'll do that if I come out of it, and it'll just go through the sequence. And if I want to specifically go through it and stop it, I can click that, or I can click that, and it'll go back into it. And that's basically the software. However, there are a little bit of limitation, because if you want to create loads of things, you have to upgrade Vibrio, and in there you get your so right just here, for some reason it's not loading. It's probably because I've already got it. So if you pay £40, you can get I think it's 200 and some, like 50 something channels, and that's all I'll need. You get 16 channels free to start off with. For about £40, you can pay for about 256, something like somewhere around the 250s, to be able to get that many channels, which is all I'm going to need. And then if you pay about £70, then you can get the full 512 channels. So yeah, and then you'll also need to pay for the router and the DMX interface. But I did have a little struggle with the DMX interface. I had to configure it, and then because it also has 2 outputs, it has output 1 and output 2. For some reason output 1 didn't work, so I tried output 2 and then it worked. But it took me about 3 hours to figure out how to do the configuration, because that took a while. But now I've done it, so it's not a big deal anymore. And that was basically it. And also, because I've got everything patched in here, you can see I've got my pan and tilt here. If you just add dimmers, you can just rename them yourself. So basically for my kaleidoscope laser, it has a laser, but I just put it as a fader because it basically is a fader on the desk anyway. So you can rename them to be whatever you want. So if I didn't want my reset to be reset, I can name it to resettling, like that. But obviously I do want it to be named reset. Like that. And that's basically it. My little edit page is here, so I click scene, my new scene. This is all my lights already patched in, so that's basically how you make your own lights into the software. Let me just give you an example for the actually wait, let's go to Worship 2. If you see Halo spots, they have these effects already. So if I thought, oh, it needs a little bit of movement, or just something to just get them moving around because they look a bit boring, then I can do that. And I can also add that in any one. So I can add my zigzag on these ones, and I'll do a little zigzag. Or I can add my blue fade, which doesn't look, it doesn't look too bad. It makes it go purplish, which is pretty cool. And then I also have my circle, but obviously they do quite a big circle at the moment because they're like tilted, so they'll go like really far out that way. But yeah, and then you have your pan, like that. Then you also have all your other effects, like popcorn, so they'll do that, blah blah blah. And then I also have some other scenes like that basically, and that's basically how I control my thing, so I can do my crazy disco and then they'll go absolutely mad because that's fun. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you are interested, the app is only available for iPads, unfortunately. It would be a lot better if it was for iPhone as well, but sadly it's not. However, you do get a lot for this little iPad, I must say. However, you do have to create like loads of little scenes just to create a chase, and you can't delete the scenes or else they'll get deleted on the chase. It's a little bit annoying. However, you can create absolutely unlimited scenes, and then because it's like one big bank for your light show basically, and then you can have folders. So then you have your own little folders, and you can have like let's say your spots in one folder, your mini beams in one, zoom washes, blah blah, you know. And if you go here, you can do scene layering, which means if I put the normal spots on like a circle and I thought they need something else, I could also add the mini beams at the same time, so then they do two scenes at once. I can do a little demo for you, bear with me. So if I go into here, I can put my normal spots, let's tilt them down a bit like that, put the dimmer up, put them on a circle, there you go, and we'll make that called spot circle, save. And then over here we can then have my mini beams, bring them down a bit like that, bring up my dimmer, and we'll put a white, and then I can do circle, and we'll just put beam circle like that. And then if I thought, oh, that looks so bad, let me just like take this out a sec. You know, if I thought, oh, okay, let's just put something on them, I can also put beam circle on at the same time, so they can layer at the top there. And if I thought, okay, let's put put the spots back on, I can take out the beams, then I can put them back in. And if I thought, yeah, we'll keep the spots out, then I can get rid of the spots altogether. And if I thought, okay, let's just stop layering them, I can go to settings, stop the scene layer, and we'll just do that. And then we can just have them individually at the top, so they're just on their own. And that's pretty cool. And then you have all your other settings, like your safe mode. You can't really do much in your safe mode, because when you say it's like you can't edit any scenes. It's literally like you program it and then that's it. You can't do much. So we'll turn safe mode off because I don't like safe mode. And if you need any help with setting up your interface, which you might do because it was quite difficult for me, you can. There are quite a few videos on YouTube that you can find to help you set that up, because I needed that help and it got me here at the moment right now, and I'm controlling lights with an iPad. So there we go. Also, little stray warning, have fun. Oh yeah. And that's basically it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope this video was helpful. Goodbye.